has soul riz, and I don't need that in my life. I don't need soul riz. No one needed to see this cringy side of you. Show your cringe. What they gonna do? If they run away, let them run. You'll find the people who want your cringe, because I want the cringe. I love the cringe. Give me the cringe. Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am Sleepy Bug, and today we are going to be playing 14 Days with You with Winnie Pooh. I'm nervous. Okay, let's get into it. Oh, what would you like to be called? Sleepy with 5 E's. This is really cute. Pronouns. We'll do she. Boo. I turned off the 18+ scenes for you. You're in Haruko's DMs? I'm insane. We are not the same. You're in Haruko's DMs. I'm insane. We are not the same. Alright, girl. Sleepy, huh? I see. I can't wait to finally meet you, Angel. I'm smiling too hard. I'm excited. And in other news, the remains of yet another body has been pulled out from Lake Blue Moss, making it a total of 4 unidentifiable victims this past year. Authorities believe that... Oh my god. Stifling a groan with the rim of my coffee cup, I fish around for the remote latch between the cushions and turn off the TV. I was about to let some morbid headline damper the start of my cheerful morning, especially considering how today was going to be my first day at work after finally getting that hard-earned promotion. I mean, sure, stacking and sorting through books at a library might not have been my dream job, or even my first choice of places to work after moving back. But the pay was nice, my coworkers are friendly, and the building was located within the perfect walking distance from my apartment. Ooh, that's home. Chef's kiss. That's where all the best romances start. Come on. There was even this adorable little bakery along the way that served the best shortcakes and croissants known to mankind. And the manager there always loved to hand out small freebies whenever I stopped by. It still beats living in the city though. Honestly, I wasn't even sure why I left my hometown in the first place. The fast-paced, hustle and bustle lifestyle of the city just wasn't what I was longing for whenever I stared out my windows on sleepless nights, and the people there were always rude and indignant. It was nothing like Corland Bay, where everyone felt like a close-knit family and the air smelled like the sea rather than pollution. Give it to me!
What is that, bro?
I want to live with that. And sure, the local crime rate might be getting out of hand as of late, and there might be a fewer things for me to do here. But my new job keeps me busy, and I prefer spending time alone at the beach over visiting shady bars with people I barely consider friends. In fact, setting my mug on the table, I reach into my pocket and pull out my phone. A notification from Moth, online friend, pops up as I tap on the screen to read their message. What greets me is an adorable sticker of some anime character giving a thumbs up, as well as a short message that says, "Good luck today," underneath. Moth had always been adamant about showing their endless support for me, even after 5 years of friendship, curse memes, and late-night video calls. And even though I would never admit it out loud, I was truly grateful to have someone like them in my life. Aw, you should admit it out loud. Pulling up the keyboard, I began to type a response to their message. How will you respond? Say thank you. Send back a meme with zero context. Reply later, which is it's in the scary text. Send back another sticker. Say thank you. Meme with no context. We always do sleepy coded things first. Please know that I say that as a reminder for myself more than literally anybody else. Without missing a beat, I open up the image gallery with precise fingers and send a blurry picture of a worm in a bag of crisps with the word "sexy" written on the glitter font. Not even 5 seconds pass before Moth quips back with a response of their own, this time sending their own cryptic meme of a frog sitting on a slice of bread. Is that butter? Before I can ask, a gray chat bubble pops up once more, indicating Moth was still typing another message. By the way, did you see the latest AOG episode? Attack on God grants you one. I heard Haruko got an outfit change. Spoil it for me. Did he really change his hairstyle as well? Or was it really just his sorcerer outfit? Attack on Giants! I was so close. Attack on Giants, or AOG as Moth liked to call it, is a popular anime series that we recently became obsessed with, and Haruko is one of the main characters from the show. He's a sorcerer known for his shy and airheaded demeanor, and as of late, his hairstyle has become a trending topic within the community. Oh no. Now that I thought about it, what hairstyle did Haruko have in the latest episode? His hair is short, mid-length, long. It's still the same. What is the same? Let's say mid-length. What's the same though? Why don't they give me options? His hair's mid-length now. Oh, so is it still relatively the same length then? Whew. I must have been looking for fake news or something. By the way, I don't mean to change the subject, but didn't you say last night that you were gonna head to work at 8 a.m.? Cause it's like almost 9:30 where you are right now, right? Or am I just dumb and got the time zones mixed up again? LOL. Link at the time displayed on my phone, I immediately let out a string of curses and leaped to my feet. Crap! Grabbing the coat that I had carelessly strewn across the back of a sofa earlier, I quickly shrug it on before making the beeline towards the front door. Before I leave, however, I spare myself a final glance at the poorly hung mirror in the hallway. Hopefully the outfit I chose was appropriate for my job. We get to choose our... Where we going? Something cat. Why does he want me to wear something casual? Cutesy, comfort, well, alternative, professional, or trendy? I don't know, Ren. I dress in a very specific way. Sleepy choices. As we are Sleepybug, and Sleepybug likes to do cozy things, we're gonna dress comfy because we like to be comfy. And I like comfy things. Oh, please. Oh, strawberry milk. Oh, please. Climbing shelves and carrying stacks of books while wearing something stiff and uncomfortable? Yeah, no thanks. I pull the sleeves of my sweater down to smooth out all the folds and give myself an appreciative nod in the mirror. But enough of that. I check myself out another time. Hastily, I smooth out the wrinkles and pick off a stray pieces of lint off my sleeves before I finally head out the front door. I almost catch my coat on the door handle in the process. With a grumble, I tongue on the fabric of my coat before slamming the door shut with a little bit too much force than necessary. Even trying to insert my key came with a bit of a struggle, and I had to fight the urge to yell in frustration as I attempted to lock my door. Seriously! When will that lazy bum of a landlord do something about this? I swear I've complained about this at least 4 times this month. Oh, hey there, Sleepy. Looking good. My neighbor, Violet, practically beams at me while she fishes through her pockets for her own apartment key. Look how cute she is. Look at the... Let me move my big head. Look at her outfit. Her so cute. I love her. I love Violet. If anything ever happened to her, I would unalive everybody in the room and then myself. Resting on her hip was yet another potted plant, and I find myself wondering where she was going to put it this time. Am I just Violet? I was almost entirely convinced that her whole apartment has been turned into a greenhouse at this point, considering how her balcony was practically filled to the brim with different kinds of plants, greenie, and other very kinds of flora. But I wasn't able to complain or anything. The fragrance that wafted in with the wind always smelled floral and earthy, and it did mask the smell of smoke and burnt food whenever I tried to cook. Oh. Love the shoes, by the way. The color really complements your aura this morning. You have to let me peek inside your closet someday. I've been looking for some new inspiration lately. Especially with winter around the corner. Ah, I'm getting excited just thinking about it. Oh, back to you. Oh, and this has everybody. Oh, this is everybody's locations. That's scary. Her voice pulls me away from my thoughts, and I notice how the growing smile on her face doesn't seem to falter. Wow, Violet sure is extra chipper this morning. I wonder if she'd let me borrow some of that energy. In response, I shoot my neighbor a grin of my own. And it was apparently enough to brighten her mood even more than it already was. How will you respond? Sorry V, I'm in a rush. It's nice to see you again. Is that another plant? What exactly are you holding? Oh yeah, girl, what plant you got? Oh, this? It may or may not be another plant I impulsively bought from work. Isn't she beautiful? I am in love with this girl. Forget him, I want her. She briefly pulls away from her lock to gently pet the succulent plant. The look on her face is soft now, and I couldn't help but stare. Oh, I almost forgot. I've been meaning to ask you this, but when were you gonna tell me that you were seeing someone? Huh? Oh. Is he cute? At least? Is he cute? Is he 6'2"? A knowing look pulls on her features as Violet continues to fiddle with the lock on her door. What are you talking about? Come on, don't act like you didn't have a guy over last night. I saw him leaving when I took Kathy out for a walk. I'd be more worried about my neighbor taking her plants, named plants, on a walk at night, but the thought of someone leaving my apartment seemed to set off way more alarm bells. I give Violet a concerned look, and she picks up as if almost immediately. You don't remember? Don't tell me you were drunk or something. In a huff, she gives up on trying to unlock her door. It seemed as though we both shared the same problem with our apartment locks, and places her potted plant on the ground before slowly making her way towards me. Tall guy, wearing a dark slasher hoodie, early into alternative fashion with a crazy amount of belt and loops around his leg. Ring any bells? You sound fine. Sleepy, no! Sleepy bad! Sleepy, he broke into our apartment possibly. No. Last night I was catching up on some TV shows and talking with my friend. No one came here, and even if they did, I would have heard them. My place isn't really that big anyway. Really? But I was so sure it was your door. A hand rests on her cheek in a thinking manner before she pouts up at me, seemingly giving in, for now. Well, alright then. Maybe it was someone else's apartment. I mean, it's always so dark in these hallways at night. Honestly, what is our landlord doing? I love Violet. Violet said, I will fight for you. Violet said, you are my friend. She 10 toes down, and I love that. We love Violet. Would you mind if I check in with the security downstairs later? It'd give me some peace of mind. Yeah, that's fine. Alright then. Thank you, Sleepy. Well, I got some plants to water and some MMOs to raid in. Me and Violet are just the same person! Violet lets out a little huff before she picks up her plant. What did she name this one again? And goes back to unlocking her door. Good talk, I guess. Even if it was awkward. Yeah. Sure. See you later, V. I love her. She gives sleepy energy. Slipping past my neighbor and into the cramped hallway, I quickly make for the stairs. When will they fix that broken elevator? And break into a slight jog. Thankfully, the weather is rather cool today, and the shoes I chose weren't going to leave me with blisters by the time I reached the library. Is it just me, or does this music kind of slap? The smell of old paper, coffee, and soft incense floods my senses as I step through the library's glass doors. The melodic chimes alert the woman at the reception desk of my arrival, and I watch as she tucks a strand of stray blonde hair behind her ear as she turns around to greet me. Good morning, Eleanor. Why is everybody in this game so beautiful? I don't even want the dudes. I want the girls. Need a girlfriend? I really like your shirt too. Can I borrow that? This is why you get girlfriends, so you can borrow their clothes. Oh. She looks surprised for some reason before her expression morphs into a soft smile, and she beckons me closer with a nod of her head. Eleanor is one of my coworkers here at Corland Bay Library, and one of the very few people who actually gets their work done. And although she's notorious for being rather scatterbrained, she more than makes up for it with her caring and doting attitude towards everyone. But her nurturing personality can get rather overbearing at times, and I often find myself having to step away for some breathing room. Nevertheless, she's charming to work with, and I appreciate her always looking out for me. After all, who knows what my sleep schedule would have looked like without her help. Sleepy! Just on time. I printed out your... Wait. Where did I... Her expression turns into a slight panic as she spins on her heels, and I silently watch her with amusement as she shuffles through the various books and stacks of paper lining her desk. Where did I leave it? Oh, here it is. Spinning around once more, Eleanor comes back and hands me a sheet with the word schedule printed big in bold letters. I take it from her grasp and give the sheet a once-over. Well, it looks like I'm going to be busy for the next few weeks. But I guess Eleanor doesn't seem to share the same disdain as me, judging from the playful look plastered on her face. So, how does it feel to no longer be the one in charge of stacking books all day long? Although, you still have to work the front desk from time to time though, unfortunately. I offer a weak smile at her words before rounding the corner and placing my bag under the desk. And as I begin to pull out some of my belongings, the front door chimes again, letting everyone know that another patron has come in. Figuring Eleanor has it all covered, I leave the customer to her as I go back to preparing everything for the day. As I turn around to check on her, I noticed that she had already finished greeting the customer and was on her way back to her own desk across from mine. As if sensing my gaze, she spins around with her office chair and flashes me a teasing grin. Look like he's back again. Eleanor gives a soft chuckle as she inclines her head in the direction of the person she's talking about. You know, that new guy? I don't know when he started showing up here in the Bay, but he always comes in and rents out books you recommend on the display window. And if I didn't know any better, I'd say he had a little crush on you. Especially with that outfit you got on. It makes you look rather beautiful. So I can't really fault him for staring. Because he was staring. I love the girls in this game. They're so real. They say, girl, I know you saw that. And you're like, no. Snorting, I push Eleanor's office chair so that she's facing the other way and focus my attention back on the papers in front of me. What was it with everyone today? Always smiling, gossiping about other people and meddling in people's business that wasn't their own. It was bad enough that I had to deal with a potential intruder, but I doubt my deadbeat landlord was gonna do anything about it. I might need to buy a stronger lock on my way home from work. Maybe even some kind of alarm system? But would the store still be open by then? All of a sudden, I get pulled backwards as Eleanor playfully wheels my chair around and leans over my shoulder and softly speaks in my ear. Would you look at that? Loverboy in aisle 8 needs some help, it seems. I love red. She nods in the direction of the red light flashing above the bookshelves, signaling to the staff that someone in the row needed assistance. With a sigh, I reluctantly stand up and make my way over. I love these characters. I haven't even met the main character, and I really love these characters. I already knew for a fact that Eleanor wasn't going to help them herself, so I begrudgingly began to make my way towards aisle 8 alone. I knew better than to glance back at her, though knowing fully well that my teasing coworker would be snorting the biggest grin on her face at my misfortune. Oh my goodness, that's so real. So me. Ducking around the corner and into the aisle, I was immediately met with a broad backside that was covered by what had to be the comfiest looking cardigan I'd ever seen. Don't give me no man with no cozy cardigan. Don't do it. The person whom it belonged to, however, hadn't seemed to notice me yet, so I awkwardly cleared my throat and absentmindedly shift my weight from one foot to the other. Ahem? He seems to jump at the sudden noise before sheepishly turning around to face me. Immediately, I was taken aback by his soft demeanor, doe-like eyes, and imposing height. He's really cute, but he's tall as hell. So you're just like... So this is the guy who's always rented out my book recommendations on the display window, huh? He definitely fit the aesthetic of a cozy literature lover needing a good book. His pink hair also reminded me of Haruko, an anime character I had recently been obsessing over with Moth during our late night video calls. In fact, even the overall cut and style appeared vaguely similar to his. But then again, this hairstyle could have been trending right now or something, and I just so happen to be the last to know about it. But now that I really had a good look at him, which proved difficult considering his towering height, the stranger seemed to bear a near picture-perfect resemblance to the male lead of this webcomic I was reading. It was called Always With You, and it involved the main character meeting the love of his life at a... Oh no, his nails are painted. Oh god. As if noticing my spaced out look, the stranger absent-mindedly scratched at his jaw while he waits for me to snap out of my thoughts. In fact, I had been so distracted that I didn't even realize that he had been muttering quietly to himself. I knew you preferred softer looking clothing. I made the right choice with this outfit. Ahem, sorry. I hope I'm not bothering you. I was just looking for... His voice pulls me back to the present, and I hastily try to make sense of what was spilling from his cherry-tinted lips. Watching him struggle with his words would have made anyone feel bad, so I offer him a reassuring smile in return, an encouraging nod of my head. It reminds me of that meme that's, or the when your boyfriend is hot and he's explaining something important to you, but all you hear is blah blah blah, something something, pretty eyes, blah blah blah, and I'm just like, blah blah blah, really tall handsome guy, blah blah blah, has really nice clothes, blah blah blah, he looks like he got tattoos under there, blah blah blah. After that, he takes a steady inhale of air before trying again. I need some help. I'm looking for a specific book you see, but... And now he's playing with the ends of his sleeves. I felt the sudden urge to reach out and stop him. Did I find that action annoying? Endearing? Relatable? Who knows? But instead, I held back and waited for him to find the words to speak. But, wow. Even his mannerisms are eerily similar to Haruko's. The endearing awkwardness and sleeve tucking gave me a sense of deja vu, and it honestly felt like he walked straight out of an anime and into my very library. Man, Moth is gonna freak when I tell them about this later. Same. That's me with a spark. The stranger in front of me takes another shaky inhale before he tries to speak once more. This time, with a lot more confidence in his tone and a fire in his eyes. Do you have any books on native flora? The best I've found are the generic wildlife, but nothing about Corland Bay's plants. Or maybe I'm just in the wrong aisle? He was looking for a book about the native flora? Perhaps I should introduce him to Violet. Chuckling to myself at the thought, I stepped closer to the tall man and began scanning the contents of the shelf beside him. He's done nothing wrong. He's not bad. He's done nothing wrong. Look at him. He's fine. He hasn't done anything wrong. He can't do anything bad because he's cute. He almost seems to flinch at the sudden closeness between us, but showed no sign of moving away. In fact, seemed to almost lean closer and incline his head towards mine. It's just cute. And had I not been too preoccupied with finding that book, I would have noticed how his breath hitches in his throat as my scent floods its senses. No, you're definitely in the right aisle. Those kinds of books are just more hidden, I guess. I step past him this time and make my way over to the lower part of the shelves. Absent-mindedly, I run my finger against the spines of each book until I come into contact with one in particular. Then bending over slightly, I pull the book from the shelf and give the cover a once-over before offering it to the man behind me. Is this what you're looking for? Too preoccupied with the misplaced book on the bookshelf, we bring cookbooks to the nature aisle. I barely notice how his blue eyes trail across my form before landing on the book held out in my outstretched hand. Was it just me, or did he have a certain glint in his eyes? Was this book really that interesting? Or perhaps this tall stranger just really into nature? Well, not that it mattered, because he was already taking a tentative step forward and revealing more of his hand from the depth of his long sleeves. With shaky fingers, I watch as the stranger reaches out and takes it from my grasp. He flips through a few pages to take in its content before finally settling on the book with an affirmative nod. Yes, this is exactly what I was looking for. Thank you. I'm glad. You're like an angel sent from heaven or something. You're so helpful, kind too. Wait. Wait. What? He did the what? What? Oh, I didn't. Did I say that out loud? I don't mean to. This must have been weird. I'm so sorry. He looked as though he was about to cry now, so I hastily threw up my hand in a comforting manner and shot him a reassuring smile. Hey, it's fine. No need to freak out. I wasn't expecting someone to say that about me is all. Really? Well, I think it's true for what it's worth. Really? You really are like an angel. Thanks. Finding that was my cue to leave before things got awkward, I give him one last friendly smile and subtly glance toward the front desk. But the eccentric man showed no signs of moving. Instead, he just looked down at me expectantly. You can ask me on a date if you want to, because I'll say yes. You're very cute. I would say yes. Did he want to continue the conversation? It seemed unlikely as he didn't say anything. He simply stared at me. Awkwardly, I cleared my throat for what had been the millionth time today and gestured vaguely to the reception desk behind me. Well, if you don't need any more help, I should... This is just getting weird now. Should I even attempt to continue this conversation or just leave? I mean, it would seem rude to just walk away abruptly, especially considering how he's, apparently, a regular patron in the library I worked at. But he wasn't making much of an effort either. What should I do? Aw. Keep talking, stare back at him, politely excuse yourself, lie and end the conversation. I don't want to do any of these. I mean, the polite one, he seemed... Man, anxiety is a thing and I respect it. Even though I feel like that was not a good option to choose. So... do you come here often? Seriously, Sleepy? That was the best you could come up with? Dang it. Now he probably thinks I'm the weird one. Yes, actually, I like visiting whenever I have some free time. Although I usually end up coming here just to hide away in the corner somewhere and look at your book collection. Your book collection. I think I love him. I think I'm in love with him. You have a lot of interesting books here. Lots of books. Yeah. I mean, it is the library after all. But sure, whatever you say, Mr. Actually, now that I think about it, you haven't told me your name yet. Oh, I guess you're right. You can call me Redacted. What? It was like he said something, but his voice was delayed. Was that even his voice? Was he speaking English? I almost felt like something just came out of a dream. How did you do that? Do what? Anyway, you can just call me Ren if you'd like. Is it alright if I call you Sleepy? Although, Angel does suit you just as well. In my personal opinion, at least. Seriously, what the heck just happened? Was I just imagining things, or And was he really flirting with me right now? Are you okay? Yeah, I think, yeah, but how do you know my name? I don't remember telling you. Silly, it's on your name tag. Alright. As if to prove a point, Ren reaches out to gently flick the name tag that I somehow forgot that I put on this morning. Don't flick it, he said. I would have blushed. I would have like, oh god. Oh my god. She better. In-game Sleepy is better than me. Oh. Sleepy. It's a cute name though. It's really, really, really fun to say, especially over and over again. Right? Oh. Right? Anyway, say, are you busy later? I'd love to thank you for helping me find this book. He said we're going on a date, and I said yes. Seriously? What was with this guy? One minute he's shy and the next he's bold? It was like he was putting up several fronts to see which I responded to better. Actually, I'll be busy this afternoon. I need to buy a new lock for my apartment. A new lock? That doesn't sound good. Can I ask why? Okay. Now that's getting a little... I don't even know you like that, my G. I mean, I guess it wouldn't hurt to tell him. I mean, what was he gonna do? Personally, show up at my doorstep and test the new lock himself? He wouldn't do that, right? This definitely isn't that kind of game where in the beginning he was, licking blood off his fingers, right? Apparently someone broke into my apartment last night, and I didn't notice. I don't think they stole anything, but it's creepy. I figured it's better to be safe than sorry, you know? It sounds like instead of a lock, you just need to jump the scumbag when they least expect it and beat him up to teach him a lesson. Stay up all night if you have to, really get the edge on him. I couldn't help but let out a genuine chuckle at his suggestion. If I had to choose, then this would have been the side of him that I preferred. He seemed at ease, and his words weren't as forced and awkward. Yeah? And who's gonna be the one to beat the guy up at 3 a.m? Because last I checked, I'm not really the type to go around throwing punches at people I don't know. And definitely not before the sun is up and shining. Facts. I could do it for you. You? But... I mean, we don't even know each other that well, and that's fine. I could tell you all about myself on the way there. It has soul riz, and I don't need that in my life. I don't need soul riz. My whole life story and everything. Where I was born, the school I went to, how many cute librarians I've met, which happens to be one so far. Jesus. Before I could even comment on his sudden confidence, Ren seems to pick up on my discomfort at his choice of words. If it even was discomfort that I was feeling. It ain't discomfort. Your heart can lie, but your coochie can't. And hastily backtracks. Hey, or not, I was just messing around. I didn't mean to make you feel uncomfortable. There was again, that subtle shift in his personality, but now that he mentioned it, would it really hurt to invite him to my place for the night? He definitely looked like he could handle himself in a fight, his contrasting outfit aside. So maybe it wasn't that bad of an idea. Now, like I said, we're going to be, he's coming over. He's coming over. But real life Sleepy would not be inviting no strange men over. But I like to flirt with weird men who are a little crazy in games. Sleepy would. Come over. Actually, you know what? Would you mind coming over and staying the night? I'd feel a bit safer knowing someone else was around. Oh, you actually want me to come over? I mean, yeah, sure, definitely. He seems a bit too eager for this. If it's not too trouble, Where is she? Sleepy? Ah, there you are. Someone at the front desk is looking for you and... Oh, sorry, are you busy right now? I can... Impeccable timing as always, Eleanor. It's okay, we let you Eleanor, girl. No, it's fine. I think everything is already handled here, right? Give him the up and down. Handle here, right? Don't take flirting advice from me. I don't even know when people be flirting. I give the two of them a soft smile before making my way towards the reception desk. But as I pass by Eleanor, I gently clasp a hand on her shoulder and shoot her a playful look of my own. If you need more help, I'm sure Eleanor can assist you. She loves helping other people, right? As I turn to leave, I barely missed the way Ren's eyes zone in on my hands resting on Eleanor's shoulder. Hours seem to pass by in a blur, and soon enough, I find myself resting up in the employees' lounge. My mind drifts back to the guy from earlier, and I couldn't help but wonder what happened to him afterwards. Did he rent the book out I offered? What about my recommended novel of the week? Ren surely was strange, to say the least, but I had to admit, he did seem kind of cute in his oversized cardigan and timid demeanor. He would have me in a chokehold. Well, I guess he does, but it's fine. He still gave me off-putting vibes, though, especially with his ever-changing personality. And if I had to be completely honest, that shy and timid persona that he displayed was rather forced to me. It was as if he saw it on TV or something and wanted to try it out for himself, and I just happened to be one of his first victims. But who was I to call him out for it? That was his business if he wanted to act all shy and demure. Daddy? I mean, yes, sir. Sleepy, everything alright? It's not often I find you in here at this time. Conan, my boss, startles me as he suddenly appears in the entryway. I like his hands. Everyone saw him as some kind of blessing to this institution, because the moment he showed up, all forms of trouble seemed to disappear overnight. He said, I get it done. Those low-life teens causing chaos elsewhere, and the rumored gangs became few and far between. Don't mess with Conan. At first, I thought he might have been linked to these criminals because of his intimidating gaze and facial scars. But then I got to know him better and found out that he has a massive soft spot for those dear to him. Though, much like Eleanor, Conan felt more like a father figure with how much he fretted over his staff and their well-being. I mean, he literally installed a new air conditioner and water dispenser last week because one of his employees fainted due to heat stroke. Where are all the Conans in the workforce? Where are they in this world? Because I would love to meet you. I would love to meet you. It wasn't anything too major, but it was nice to know that our boss was considerate enough about the people he hired. I doubt I could say the same thing about my old job in the city. Conan was also nice to chat with whenever I went on my breaks, and would always encourage me to take as much time as I needed before returning to my desk. But after realizing that I had, once again, been spacing out, I pulled myself away from my thoughts and turned to offer my boss an acknowledging smile. Yeah, I'm fine, just taking a short break. I'll be back out there soon. Take as long as you need. Don't overwork yourself. He seems hesitant to leave, if the way he was shifting from one foot to another was any indication. He shoots me a concerned look before opening his mouth, only to close it once more with contemplation. Have you seen Eleanor? I asked her to come see me regarding the unsorted novels in the storeroom, but she hasn't showed up. Eleanor? Last I saw her, she was talking to one of the patrons in aisle 8. Maybe she's still there? I'll have to check again then. Thank you. We're not gonna out yourself, baby. And with that, he disappeared just as quietly as he came. But that was odd. It wasn't like Eleanor to suddenly go missing. Was she still occupied with Ren? It'd been a while, so I figured she would have finished helping him and left by now. Oh well, I'm sure she'll turn up sooner or later. Ren didn't seem like a talkative person anyway. Jeez, why do my thoughts keep returning to that eccentric man? Same. Deciding that I wasn't gonna waste my time thinking about any more pink-haired guys, my beloved Haruko aside, I get up from the lounge and meander my way back towards the front desk again. But once I arrive, I immediately notice my chatty coworker was still nowhere to be found. It was like my boss had said, Eleanor wasn't anywhere to be seen, and it wasn't like her to leave the reception desk unattended for so long. Maybe she managed to knock over a pile of books again and was busy cleaning it up? It certainly wouldn't be anything out of the ordinary for her. Same. Well, whatever. I'm sure she'll turn up again soon. The impact from my plopping down onto my office chair causes some of the papers around me to rustle, and a bright pink sticky note fluttering around captures my attention. Assuming it was left by Eleanor, I peel the folded note off my computer screen and read it. Unfolding it, read the following. I'll wait for you after work, but if you change your mind about our deal, just keep walking. I'll take the hint, don't worry. That stuttering guy from aisle 8. He's not good for my psyche. A stuttering guy from aisle 8? I couldn't help but crack a smile at the name Ren chose for himself. And before I could allow Eleanor the chance to manifest behind me and tease me to kingdom come, I pocket the note and go back to going through the stack of return books left on the desk. True to his word, I caught a glimpse of Ren patiently waiting for me on one of the benches as I pack up for the day and leave the library. From afar, he looked like an oversized puppy waiting for his owner to return from work, and admittedly, I found it rather cute, especially with how his figurative tail started to wag upon my arrival. Why is he so cute? Red seems all too happy to see me, but before I could call him out on it, he offers me a bottle of water that I assumed he bought from one of the convenience stores down the street. Not him bringing us... Y'all, I know he ain't that bad. He's not that bad. Look at him. Just look at him. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. I like him. I like him. You worked hard today. Now you can finally rest, huh? He looks down at me again with a glimmer of expectancy in his eyes, so I hesitantly take the bottled water from his grasp and give him an affirmative nod with my head. Thanks. No problem. Did you want to head off now, or did you want to rest for a bit? I mean, you were standing a lot today. He seemed almost lost in his thoughts now, and I wondered how he knew what I'd been doing all day. After all, I figured he would have left after he found that book, but maybe he stayed a little bit longer to read it? Oh no, I'm fine, but do you think we can make a quick detour on the way? I still need to... Sleepy! Hey y'all! Oh no, they're cute. I like... Leon is gorgeous. Oh my god. I could recognize those boisterous voices anywhere. The first one belonged to Jae-hyun, a guy I had met during my early days at university. He sat next to me during the first few days of orientation and even offered to lend me his phone charger when my battery started to run out. He's a fun guy to be around, though his extroverted and energetic personality was often hard to keep up with. But Leon, the other guy awkwardly hanging off Jay's arm, it's a different story. We'd practically known each other since we were babies, and he'd moved away from Corland Bay when we were in elementary school. I wasn't sure when he moved back to the Bay, but it was great knowing that I'd be able to see him again. I just wish I could find the time to hang out with him like we used to. But I was always busy with work, and he was always busy playing volleyball and taking care of his sick mother in the hospital. Oh no, he's gorgeous and he's a good son. Jesus. Before I knew it, I was being pulled out of my thoughts by Jay's bubbly laughter. Hey, hey, still with us? Hey, Sleepy. I finally finished my work. Oh, wait. Hey, Sleepy. You finally finished work? Oh, and who's this? This is Ren. We actually met at work maybe it wasn't a good idea to tell Leon, the human personification of overprotective, that I had just met the man today. Maybe it wasn't a good idea to tell Leon, the human personification of overprotective, that I had just met the man today. What would he think if he found out I was bringing home a complete stranger? He usually rents out my recommended books at the library. Anyway, Leon, Jay, this is Ren. Ren, this is Leon and Jay. Unfortunately, these guys are my friends. It's truly unfortunate to know. Oh, he's British. He's a British bloke. Okay. He's British. It's truly unfortunate to know a handsome bloke such as myself. Leon dramatically clutches the spot above his heart as he leans further into Jay's shoulder. So, here, Ren. Are you new here? I like to think I know everyone here in the Bay, but it seems you've proven me wrong. Yeah. I recently moved here a couple months ago. Oh? Same as Sleepy. I'm pretty sure she moved back here like, 2 months ago, right? Leon looks at me for confirmation and I meekly nod my head. Strange how I've only been back for 2 months. And I've yet to find enough time to catch up with all my friends. Oh, what a coincidence. Anyway, talk about moving is boring. You wanna come hang out with us? I barely noticed the way Ren gets shoved to the side by Jay, intentional or not. Nor can I make out the scowl on his face as soon as the excitable man leans a little too close into my personal bubble. We were just about to head over to Club Shoreline. Do you want to come? I'm sure Leon wouldn't mind paying for you as well. Oi! I don't mind paying for her, but who said I was going to be paying for you? I did, just now. Thanks, Leon, you're the best. I don't miss the way Leon rolls his eyes at Jay's antics before settling his gaze on me once more. Do you want to tag along? I really don't mind paying for you if you do. Sorry guys, I actually already made plans. And do these plans have anything to do with this lanky fellow? My name is Ren. Actually, yeah, I promised to hang out with him today. Aw, he can come clubbing with us too. The more the merrier. I'd rather not. Sorry, maybe another time. I'm kinda drained from work anyway, so... Hey, no worries, doll. Just make sure you take it easy when you get back home, yeah? He shoots me a considerate smile before throwing an arm over Jay's shoulder. Well then, if you'll excuse us, we gotta find a way to get this knucklehead to cover his own entry fees. We can all catch up another time, okay? If you need help with anything, just give me a ring, yeah? I'll watch my phone like a hawk tonight. It was nice catching up with you again, doll. Nice to meet you too, Ren. Hi. I love Leon. I think he might be my next baby daddy. As they leave, I notice the way Leon looks Ren up and down, almost as if he was sizing him up. But Jay, like always, ignores the mood and thumps Leon on the back to encourage him to walk faster. I watch as they throw a carefree wave over their shoulders as they both head off in the direction of the nightclub a few blocks down the street. So... that wasn't awkward at all. I turn to look at Ren, but his eyes seem to be fixated on the two retreating figures. He doesn't seem to snap out of it, so I gently call out his name again. Oh, sorry. Do you wanna head back home now? Why are you calling my home his home? Why you say home? Why you ain't just say to your house? Who says... I'm scrutinizing too much, right? Right? In the end, we made a quick detour to the local locksmith before heading back to my apartment. So this is my place. You'll have to excuse the mess. I wasn't expecting to have anyone over. Hey, don't worry about it. I know you're not a messy person. I mean, From what I can tell, you don't really seem like the type. Yeah, well, I hope you can still keep that image of me after you see the state of my place. His soft laughter echoes down the hall and almost drowns out the sound of my neighbor opening her door. Oh. Violet almost seems embarrassed as she jumps behind her door, clearly not expecting someone to be around at this time. But she brushes it off with a soft smile and steps aside. Hello again, Sleepy. We seem to be bumping into each other a lot today, huh? Oh, who's this? How do I explain to my neighbor that Ren wasn't the guy I had just met at work today? I'm certain she'd chew me out for bringing home a complete stranger, but still. He didn't exactly seem like the type to murder me in my sleep, just all the people that I love and care about. In fact, he seemed more like the type of guy to ask me to return his order because he asked for no pickles or something. I said no pickles or something. I'm Ren. Big Daddy, calm down. Immediately, his large frame blocks my view as he steps in front of my neighbor and me, almost as if he wanted to put as much distance between us as possible. One of his hands shoots out from his side pocket, and he gruffly offers it to Violet for her to shake. Concerned about his abrupt actions, I sidestep him and look up to gauge his expression. I'm a friend of Sleepy's. I see. I haven't seen you around before, though. Are you new to the area? Relax, Vi. He's not a serial killer or anything. Are we sure about that? At least, I hope he wasn't, but why did I feel the sudden urge to defend him? It wasn't like I could confidently say he was some holy being that flew down from heaven or something. Maybe he was the one who needed to be called an angel instead. Well, it didn't really matter. Really, Ren actually offered to stay at my place for the night in case that creep decides to come back. Oh, well, I mean, he certainly has the height for it. I get that a lot. But don't worry, she's safe in my hands. Well, alright then. A friend of Sleepy is a friend of mine. But I have my eye on you, Mr. Totally Not a Serial Killer. Well, alright then. A friend of Sleepy is a friend of mine. But I have my eye on you, Mr. Totally Not a Serial Killer. She whispers the next part to Ren under her breath, but clearly had the intention of letting me hear it as well. Just remember that I know what you look like now, so don't complain if you see your face plastered all over milk cartons soon enough. Well, alrighty then! Enjoy your night, and no funny business, you two! I'm off on my walk now, toodles! Ignore her. Please. Alright. Okay, but I gotta ask. Was she holding a potted plant? On a walk? Yes. Yes, she was. Dropping my keys into the bowl, I shrug out my coat and drape it over one of the chairs next to the entrance. Well, make yourself at home! Turning to Ren, I watch as he awkwardly shuffled about the hallway, almost uncertain if he should come inside or not. He moves to take off his shoes, and I watch in awe as he neatly stacks them next to the umbrella rack. Oh, are you the type to leave your shoes on at home? Sorry, No, you're fine. We don't wear shoes in the house. What you doing, Sleepy? Take your shoes off at the door. What you think this is? He really was adorable, but now that he was here, I wasn't quite sure what to do next. Usually I'd pop on a TV show or some anime while I chow down on some takeaway food, or even just talk with Moth until some reasonable hour in the morning. But now that I had company over, I wasn't sure what to do. I didn't even know what Ren liked to do in his free time. Oh god, that was a jump scare. Turning to face the pink-haired man once more, I almost jumped back in fright. Clearly, I wasn't expecting him to be so close to me while I was lost in thought. I could almost feel the heat radiating from his large frame, and feel the small puffs of air leave from his nostrils as he shyly leans down to look at me. Oh, so... Breathe, Sleepy, breathe. Was there anything you wanted to do, or because I usually just... Dang it was so hard to think straight when he was standing so close to me and wafting his stupidly strong scent of mint and fresh linen in this direction. Why was I even so attentive to the way Ren smelled? Wow, I'm beginning to sound like a creep. Nah, I don't really have anything I need to do. You can just go about your normal routine if you want, and I'll try not to get in your way. Or you can put me in a corner somewhere and pretend I'm not here. Whatever works for you. No offense, but you take up much more room than you think, so I thought that would work. Touché. Once again, I found myself being drawn in by his soft laughter, and I couldn't help but chuckle along with him. Was it always this easy to talk to him? It was like we were childhood friends reminiscing about old times or something. Except the only one making it awkward now was me. Glancing back at Ren, I notice how he's still looking at me with those expectant eyes. With those expectant eyes of his as he looms over me in the entryway. He obviously didn't want to do something I'd be uncomfortable with, and he couldn't really suggest anything since this wasn't his home, so I guess the choice was up to me after all. No, don't make me choose. God dang it. I couldn't. Watch TV, make a late night snack, get ready for bed. We haven't eaten. We should probably eat something. Are you hungry? I think I've got some leftover takeaway still in the fridge that I can heat up, or we can raid my pantry for snacks if you prefer. Is that okay? I don't want to be a bother. Oh, he's so big, he probably eats a lot. Not at all. I'm feeling a bit peckish anyway. Alright then. Settling onto the couch with some microwaved food and snacks, Ren and I then decide on what to watch. There wasn't much on at this time besides some B-list horror flick, and to my surprise, I find out that Ren actually liked those kind of movies. Oh no. He's checking all my boxes! Or at least he seems to enjoy it the way he's hunched over in his seat, gaze intently staring at the screen as a hunt sequence begins. I hope you don't make us do a hunt sequence somewhere in this game at any time. Please don't do that. But I suppose I could understand the intrigue, seeing as once I glanced back at the screen, I found myself completely enraptured by the suspense and overall chilling atmosphere of it all. The killer was chasing down his victim now, and I watched with bated breath as he stalked his way towards the door, cutting off the glowing light from underneath the door frame. Almost smugly, like he knew exactly where his victim was hiding. The masked killer knocks on the door before letting himself in. He walks with heavy footsteps towards the edge of the bed, before ever so slowly bending down, lifting the quilt up, raising his axe and... He scared me. It wasn't the jump scare that got me, but rather Ren's abrupt yelp. Clenching my shirt, where the rapid heartbeat thrummed against my chest, I swear a glance at the lanky man with fleeting anger in my eyes. Sorry, I really didn't think the cheap jump scare would have hit me like that. And here I thought you enjoyed watching these kind of films. I do, I guess I wasn't paying much attention at the time. I see. I didn't, in fact, see. We can change the movie if you'd like. You don't have to watch it because of me. I know you prefer watching anime anyway. How does he know that? We didn't question it. Nah, I don't mind watching a scary movie if you... Huh? How did you know I liked watching anime? That side of me wasn't something I'd go around telling attractive strangers, and I'd certainly remember if I told it to Ren. Oh, I saw one of your posters on your wall when we came in. Attack on Giants or something, I think. He's sick. He's smooth. He's slick. He's smooth. He's smooth. He knows how to get around it. Oh, right. I forgot that I'd hung that up when I first moved into my apartment, but I'm surprised that he noticed it from all the way in the lounge room. But shouldn't it be dark by now in that hallway? It's not like there were any windows to let in the moonlight. I hadn't turned on the light yet. I actually like that anime too. I recently started watching it because, well, I thought it looked interesting. He watches Attack on Giant? Well, now that I thought about it, it made a lot of sense. He definitely gave off Haruko vibes, and his oddly specific hairstyle and timid personality were proof of that. Then again, might have been a coincidence after all, but there was no harm in asking, right? Is that why you styled your hair like that? Because it honestly reminds me of one of the characters from it. He's one of my favorite characters, actually. Do you know him, Haruko? He's the sorcerer who... Come on, Sleepy, tone it down. This wasn't Moth you were gushing to. No one needed to see this cringy side of you. Show your cringe. What they gonna do? If they run away, let them run. You'll find the people who want your cringe, because I want the cringe. I love the cringe. Give me the cringe. Although, looking at Rin, he did seem to be interested in what I had to say. But then again, he was probably just being nice. Maybe it is just a trending haircut or something. Sorry. I like Haruko too. He's very timid and sweet, isn't he? I guess that's why he's a fan favorite, huh? Do you normally go for guys like him? There's that switch in personality again. Was he always like this? I was beginning to think that it was more than just an act he was putting on. He's your type, right? Actually, I get a weird sense of deja vu from his words, and I find myself thinking back to the time when Moth asked me the very same question. And now that I thought about it, Rin definitely fit the description I gave them. He had Haruko's looks and personality, but he also dressed in that cozy, soft academia aesthetic that I liked. Whatever. But my interests were ever-changing and dependent on my hyperfixations. So I couldn't say for certain what my current type was. As if noticing my far-off stare, Ren breaks the silence by talking once more. Oh, but you asked about my hair, right? I guess it does have something to do with Haruko, but at the same time, not really. I chose this hairstyle because of other reasons. Well, that certainly was ominous. But before I could ask, I watched as Ren subtly tries to mask a yawn by turning his head to the side while covering his mouth. It was endearing how he tried to pass it off as though he was simply looking around the room, but I knew better. Tired? I can get your bed set up now if you'd like. Just give me a sec to pull out the air mattress. It's fine, I don't want to bother. I can just sleep on the floor or something, I really don't mind. Honest. But I have timber flooring? Seriously, don't worry. It just takes 2 seconds. I get up from my spot on the couch and make a beeline to my closet before he can respond. And yet, I barely get 3 meters away before I can hear the heavy, telltale footsteps of Ren following close behind me once more, almost like a lost puppy. It was honestly kinda cute. It is it's adorable, and I want him. Shaking my head to dismiss the thoughts, I pull out my trusty air mattress from the closet and began settling it up in the lounge room. Until I found out it had a massive gaping hole in the side. He think he's slick. Those dang rats. Rats? We have rats? My God. I swear, if I had the chance to move apartments, I'd take it in a heartbeat. But until then, I'll continue to send complaint after complaint to the good-for-nothing landlord. Really? I don't mind sleeping on the floor. Like I said, I have an uncomfortable timber floor, unless... How will you respond? We could share the bed. You could sleep on the couch. The hallway has a carpet. You could sleep in the hallway that has a carpet. Maybe if we stack some blankets on the floor? No, just come sleep in the bed with me. I shouldn't. He's a stranger, Sleepy. He's a stranger. A stranger who's a little sus. Wow. Did I really just suggest that? And where did I suddenly get so much confidence from? At that, I can feel my entire face flush, and I could barely spare a glance at Rand to notice the way he was sporting a similar demeanor. You're... Oh, sorry, I don't know why No, I don't mind. I just... Is it really okay with you? I don't want to make you uncomfortable by invading your personal space, and I really don't mind sleeping on the floor. No, it's fine. I'm the one who asked you to do this favor in the first place, so I owe it to you. I just noticed that whenever the screen changes, it looks like code, like data code. Suspicious. After showing Ren to the bedroom to freshen up and change into my own pajamas in the laundry room, I meet him in the middle, and we both made our way to the bedroom. I didn't bother flicking on the light, knowing full well that I'd be busy ignoring his presence next to mine by pretending to be asleep. So instead, I awkwardly lead him in before turning to face him in the darkness. You can just pick whichever side you prefer. You first. Oh, but maybe I should be the one closest to the door. Just in case. I know he's crazy, but like he's not that crazy, right? He ain't that crazy. He really didn't need to be so considerate, but nevertheless, I took my side on the left and slowly slipped underneath the sheets. It must have looked forced, but I awkwardly pat the empty space next to me and shoot Ren a crooked smile. He slowly makes his way over and joins me underneath the covers. And before he could even say anything, I slammed down a pillow between us. Thump! Just in case I roll over or something, I'm known to be a cuddler in my sleep. Oh, that's fine. I'm the same, I think. You think? I mean, no one's told me yet, but I've woken up and my limbs tangled around my pillow more times than I can count. I see. Yeah. Great. Now it's awkward again. But being this close to Ren, I could smell his scent once more, and it was almost comforting. I had to fight the urge to roll over onto my side to face him, or rather, the pillow once more. The bed dips as Ren moves to get comfortable, and I find myself wondering what he might be looking at right now. Was it the ceiling, the pillow between us, or was he laying on his side and facing the wardrobe? Why was I so concerned in the first place? Sure, I suppose I did find him rather interesting, but that didn't really explain why I wanted to look at his face more time. But did I want to get closer to him? Or was I just curious about what that stranger was currently doing in my bed? Call out to him, say goodnight, move the pillow, say nothing, move the pillow. Like I said, we're going with sleepy impulse, sleepy impulse. I'm gonna say purchases. Sleepy's impulses. Before I can stop myself, my hand reaches out to move the pillow from between us. I was immediately met with soft blue eyes, which I could see widen in surprise even in the darkness of the room. Hi. Hey. Talk about awkward. Without realizing it, I discarded the pillow somewhere behind me as I continued to stare deeply into Ren's eyes. There seemed to be some unspoken tension between us, and I had to fight the urge to act upon it. What exactly was I feeling, and why did I want to find out? How will you respond? Lean over and kiss him. Hastily backtrack, say goodnight, go to sleep. I want to kiss. I want to do smoochy mooch. Choo. Before I could think, I find myself leaning over and drawing my face closer to his. Ren seems to be on the same wavelength as me as he finds his warm breath fanning against my cheek as his own face draws near to close the distance. One of my hands shoots out to rest against his chest, and before I could stop myself, I leaned in the rest of the way. Almost immediately, I was met with a pair of soft lips and the taste of cherry on my mouth. My eyelids flutter shut at the sensation, and I let Ren's overwhelming presence engulf my entire being. The smell of fresh mint, masculine deodorant, and something that was so wholly Ren flooded my senses, and I felt myself becoming intoxicated by it all. It was like two pieces of a puzzle sliding together, with how perfectly our lips seemed to be melded with one another, and I couldn't pull myself away. One of his hands rises up to cup my cheek, and I find myself keening softly as Ren tilts his head to deepen the kiss. He takes my bottom lip into his own and gently bites down, before his tongue joins in, curiously probing against my lips, as if to test the waters. When I meet him halfway with my own, he seems to have finally found the reassurance he needed, before deepening the kiss even more. His other hand rests on my waist before gently pulling me closer, clearly not wanting any distance between us. So, Ren wanted this just as much as I did. I could feel how eager he was as he kissed me with more desperation and fervor than anything I'd ever experienced in my life. But we could only go on for so long before one of us needed air, and that someone happened to be me. When I pull away, Ren practically whines at the loss of contact. I watch with slight amusement as his lips unconsciously follow to seek out mine once more before his eyes flutter open. A beat passes as we just stare at each other, taking in the moment and to process what had just occurred. His hands were still on me, and it was only then that I had noticed he was tracing faint stars on my cheek with his thumb. I have no regrets. That really just happened. His voice is soft, so soft that I could barely make out what he was saying. He's staring at me with so much overwhelming adoration in his eyes that I couldn't help but look away. And that was when I saw just how hard that kiss affected him. As if noticing what I was staring at, Ren let out an awkward sound and shifted so that his lower half was obscured by the blanket once more. Sorry, you're just really hard to resist. Not that I wanted to resist or anything, I guess I'm just trying to say is that I want you. Taken aback by his sudden boldness, I had to allow myself a moment to collect my thoughts. Oh, you respond. Sorry, what was that? Maybe we should go to bed now. Sorry, what was that? Nothing. Sorry, you should probably sleep now, right? I'll let you do that. Good night, Sleepy. Giving him a weak reply, could he even hear me? awkwardly turn over onto my side and settle back into bed. As Ren does the same, I feel the mattress shift once more, and a heavy silence lingers in the air. Maybe he fell asleep already, deciding to push my luck and break the silence once more. I whisper to Ren one final time. Good night, Ren. Good night, Sleepy. Sweet dreams. I'll stay up a bit longer just in case anything happens. So, don't worry about a thing. Just get some sleep, okay? No one's gonna break in on my watch because I was the original person who broke in. And now that I'm in your bed with a boner, I guess everything's fine. I'll see you in the morning. The fleeting touch of his hand still lingers on my cheek as I find myself drifting off into a blissful sleep. You see? Did you see it? End of day 1. The next day will begin soon. Would you like to save your progress? Yes. So, that was day 1 of 14 days with you. I'm gonna go get the other options in the next video, but this one's already about 2 hours long and I need a nap because I am sleepy. But this was a lot of fun. He's a little sussy baka, but he might just be my sussy baka. And unfortunately, but fortunately at the same time, I think he is up there with Z and Soul. I need to like make a ranking. We'll play more first. We'll play more first, but he's definitely, he's up there. I really like him. Anywho, thank you so much for spending time with me today. I love seeing your face. I love having you here. I love getting oh so sleepy and oh so cozy. And remember that day by day, moment by moment, we are blossoming like a flower of lavender, calm, collected, and fragrant. And I will see you on the next one.